back here, and today, also by the way guys, my stream may cut off at any given point. I've been having some errors occur. Let's check. This controller is extremely laggy. Oh dear God. So today's method of grinding for my pearlescence, I've obviously chosen to go for the Chromarex. Oh man. Now I hope to get rid of these two and this, which the Skull Masher, by the way, this is obviously modded, it's not a legit weapon. But clearly I'm trying to get the legit pearlescence because I don't like modded equipment. It's not, I don't share. I mean, I like seeing the pearlescent color. It, you know, it's so victorious, but it's like, do I really? Oh my God, this controller is laggy. My guy moves and shit without me even touching the controller. He moves. Like something bad happened to this joystick. Alright guys, I'm about to do something very dirty and I feel so ashamed. Oh dear God. Damn, son. Gave me a clear shot and everything. These fuckers won't screw off. Oh shit, I had a clear shot, fuck. Now we will speed this method up a lot. I like this sniper rifle right here, the liquid orin. I'm trying to look for better class mod real quick. Alright, this thing is for cheaters, man, and I hate using it, man. I really do, but oh man, but I don't think twice about not using it though. So this thing has better recharge rate. Alright, doesn't look like we got anything useful. Alright, so I'll put back on my cheap shot shield. I even have a pearlescent shield, which is fucking insane. And actually, it's funny I mentioned I had the pearlescent. I actually got this legit. This is not a modded shield. This is actually legit. So I'm gonna go ahead and touch this thing right here, and it's gonna teleport me downstairs. And how I do it is I run out and run back in. I'm pretty sure you have to exit out and load back in, but we're gonna kill this guy a lot. Now that we have our cheater shield on, we'll be able to cheat our way through 90% of this. It makes the fight so much easier. The fight legit is very hard to do. You have to be very skilled, and unfortunately for me, I ain't got the equipment to do so. I got pretty good equipment, but it is what it is. If you look at my character build, you know, I'm running a higher shield capacity. I regenerate my health while face walking, and my face walk cooldown is reduced by 16 seconds. Now this thing has a standard cooldown. Does that say 6? Yeah, 16. So it's 20-second cooldown. Plus, if I kill an enemy, that's an additional 6 seconds. But during that time, I get 70% damage reduction. So, I mean, it's very useful. For 20 seconds damage reduction. Oh, man. No. I'm gonna get my gear in line. Alright. So I will no longer be needing this sniper rifle. I got my kill with it. Oh, by the way, this is also a legit pro, the Lightning Nemesis. I got, somebody dropped me this. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Somebody dropped me this, so I don't even know if it's fully legit. So I'm just gonna clarify for a lot of people. Everything you see here except for, God, I need a better tsunami with better parts. I want to get like a 380 damage times 3 tsunami. But everything you guys see here besides this and up is all modded. Like, it's not legit. The person who dropped me this stuff isn't actual legit equipment. So, to clarify, yeah, I feel ashamed, but I figured I might use the modded equipment to get the real thing, but I won't ever have to use it again. But I actually like the tsunami though. It's one of my favorite SMGs in this entire game. And I think the main reason that it doesn't fit a lot of people's top 10 lists, or maybe top 5, is because they're just other SMGs that are just better. I mean, consider this, the projectile pattern of this thing is very strange. You know what's kind of strange? This is level 57, but I swear to God, and so is this, but I swear to God, these two were like level 69. Now obviously, this one is 67, but that's because it's also legit. And I got this very early on. Then my pearlescent shield, though there are 3 different pearlescent shields out there, and I want to get a good one, but like I said, if it's anything I want in this game, it's the best possible shield in the entire game. Unfortunately for me, because I've modded equipment, nothing legit will ever compare. See how fast that ended, bro? I'm telling you guys, man. Modded shit is so cheap, man. It makes any challenge no longer a challenge. No, like I said, I don't know about the tsunami though. Now it was dropped to me. I never legitimately unlocked it the legit way. Oh, 2 Baja blasters. Man, Atlas weapons kick a whole lot of ass. Level 66. I think this is better. The blast bastard. Oh man, I'm trying to see. I'm trying to like look around to find better class mods for Lilith. Alright, so if all this was previously from last run, then we could just go back down and reset the boss. Now the thing I'm not too pleased about in this game are the shields. Now oh god, I wish that they went back and revamped the shields. Like, instead of it, so look, it will only say one thing, it says high capacity. Well, why can't we have a high capacity and a slow health regeneration? So see, it only gives you one passive perk. Why can't we at least have like 2 or 3? Extreme shock resistance with like, I don't know, fast regeneration or whatever. You know, when I was very little, I had this interesting idea. I never really talk about it now, but I had this really interesting and intriguing idea now. I think about it, it's more interesting now. When I was a little kid playing this game, I wanted a shield that if I shot an enemy, it would restore part of my shield capacity, or a weapon or something that does that ability, but never once will that ever be a thing. And I thought it would be such a unique thing back in the day. Now that I've gotten older and more, you know, understanding, I realize now that that's just impossible to really ask for in a game that, you know, wants to provide a good enough challenge. Now, I'm trying to get higher tier equipment, like level 69 equipment. So, farming this is very useful to me. And now a lot of equipment will go under level, you know, for some odd reason, and I hope they add a patch. I hope Gearbox does add a patch. Please God, Gearbox add a patch to this game to help increase the level cap drop when you're max level to at least 67 and higher. And so anything lower than 67, or it should really be 68 or 69 really, should be the only 2 level weapons you should ever, equipment that you should ever be able to pick up, because I'm running into like level 65 or 63 at like level 69, where those equipment are totally useless. So I mean, you really have to grind for that 69 top tier loot. I hope they add a patch to help that, to where they add like a capstone to the low level loot that can be dropped in the game. And I think they should add a balance to where it depends on how does one say, the amount of health that, not health, what am I even talking about? I spaced out and said health. The fuck am I talking about? Nah, so it would depend on how many players are in the session and what like their level cap is. So if like, let's say someone that's like level 6 joins, well then there's going to be like level 7 and 8 loot combined with like level 6 loot, but nothing lower than level 6, you know. but there should be a balance, so it should make up a certain number of loot pool depending on how many players are in the set. So like, let's say there's like a level 7, a level 20, a level 50, and now level 69. And now you're gonna have a shitload of, you know, it's gonna be divided into fourths, the different loot pool object items. So I think that'd be very unique, or how that would work. But then again, it is Gearbox software, and this is a Borderlands 1, so have to be considered that that probably will never happen. Though I would like a patch added, because I feel like it's kind of bullshit how I'll grind in this level, and look, my enemies are like level 72, right? And like level 70, so it's like, these guys are gonna drop such low level weapons, it's unreal. I'm gonna pull him over here somewhere, so that way I can get a solid look on some of the new loot that gets dropped. Is this the ledge glitch? What the hell? A white rarity Atlas weapon? Now that's actually kind of rare. I'm not gonna lie, I rarely see any white rarity Atlas weapons, which is kind of crazy. Huh, a green rarity. Huh. I mean, 68 level equipment's being dropped. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass today. 67, 66, 67, 66. So it seems like what I just advertised that they should do is already being implemented into the game. This is level 69. This is level 68. That price tag though, I might just go downstairs just to sell it. Oh, another one. The Gearbox ones seem to sell for a high price. The version I have is better. So what I'm saying, like, look, guns have plus 150 melee, plus 19% recoil reduction, plus 7 magazine, 55% damage, and 45% accuracy. So why can't shields get shit like that? Because if you go ahead and look at a shield of some sort, there should be one lying around. Right here, it only says like extreme shock resistance. So why can't we have extreme shock resistance with like other stuff? I mean, then again, it is Borderlands 1, but like, what were the developers thinking? No, I wish that shields had more, you know. Oh, wait, forgot, we're gonna go sell the two guns. The Silent Knight and the Mugshot. I need to get my priorities straight here. I think what I'm gonna end up doing. This is a legit bitch, by the way. This is not a faked version like these three up here. Which, to be honest, if I equip that and get a compare, the legendary version, the shittier version, is better. But then again, if I go look at it, them, you know, right here, look, when I equip the gun, it says it's 57, but when I put it back, it says it's level 69, and I think it's just because it's modded, so I think I could tell that way. So my tsunami is most certainly not legit, but we'll see if it does it to this, because this isn't a legit lightning. So it says it does the same thing. It says it's 55, but this is actually a legit version of the gun. I think it's just a bug in the game. I'm about to research into it though. Did I already exit out? Yeah. Oh god, this Nemesis sucks. But then again, you know, I need to get me a level 69 Nemesis, and my character's walking on their own. I'm not controlling them. Now watch. I actually gotta put down the control. Oh, and they stopped. I hate this controller for that reason. Like, this is the reason and it is a gold controller, and not that actually means anything, but man, dude, it's like Sony needs to get their shit together. I'm about to buy online an off-brand PS4 controller, and the reason why is I find the off-brand versions are a lot better than these. This shit wears out fast. I need to buy one of them regular standard issue PS4 controllers, because for one, they're $50 fucking, okay, and for the most part they're only going to last you like 3.5 months before you start experiencing the major bugs with them. Like, for instance, this thing, man, was good up until 4 or 5 months. Then after that time, man, the controller was like, it would go up and down, to the left, to the right, and my character would move on its own. And, you know, some buttons had trouble working, and so sometimes the, what's it called? The left and the right D-pad seem to kind of be stuck sometimes. It's very rare for it to happen, but it does happen. So and you know, I even take care of my controllers too, so I don't see as to why it should be doing this. But I already own 4 PlayStation controllers, so I don't see any reason that I should own any more. Alright, 500 damage per shot. And it's burst fire. Alright, this thing kind of sucks. The real version of it kind of sucks. I'm not gonna try to lie, but the Unforgiven in this game is awesome. I like how it returns in Borderlands 2 as a Pearl. And I think the Unforgiven, to be honest with you guys, 100% is very underrated in Borderlands 2. You know, I think the people that use it are either A, they're dumb and don't know how. I mean, I watched a Yodi Slayer video on it, and you know, back in the day, and to be honest with you guys, you know, I think that he has a couple good points. It fits a play style that I don't think a lot of people quite entice. What did I say, entice? A bunch of people don't really take on the play style of, you know, getting headshots. But if you're like me, Borderlands 2, I play zero and I run high critical hit damage bonuses and stuff. So you know, it has like a plus 600% weapon damage buff to critical hits. So combined with zero, and you know, the real big game changer here is clearly the what's it called? The real big game changer there is actually the fact of the matter that you end up getting two-fang with it, and with two-fang it's like you can have the chance of shooting twice, and so because you know, with it, you can't shoot as fast as you can pull the trigger, okay? So that kind of takes away a lot of what makes a good pistol, a good Jacobs weapon in Borderlands 2, a good Jacobs weapon. It takes that away because you can't just spam the shit out of it. Though with two-fang you almost can, and if you hit double the, you know, if you hit double the shot or whatever, and it's a critical hit, my god, the DPS is insane. But I do have a high amount of, I have like a 100 plus fire rate added for my badass ranks, and you know, plus 100% is no joke at all. So I already shoot much faster with all my weapons. That dropped no, okay, no it did. The bastard. An electric wildcat, that's pretty cool. I've never seen one of those before, at least not in person. Alright, we're gonna have to direct compare these two. So the other one has more damage by just one single. Well, no, I take that back by a couple good points. Magazine size increased by 55. So the other one's only 40. So right off the bat, I have more bullets in my mag. 58 recoil reduction. This also has 58. 73 plus damage. This one has a 63% extra weapon damage. Fire rate's 53%, and weapon zoom is 2.1 on both. The only thing that the top one has over the one I have currently, really, in technicality, it really just amounts to just the amount of damage I'm doing default, because it's 339. The other one's 328, so I'm only dealing like 11 more damage points. Also, I have more bullets in my gun. I have 15 more bullets in there, and you know, 15 bullets in this game is an okay amount of bullets to have, especially, you know, when considering that that's 15 extra shots you can go ahead and place down, especially when considering that it also has higher damage with this equal fire rate, though it does have less accuracy. So it's vice versa with it. I'll stick to the one I'm currently holding. Alright, now this is a pretty weird one, because you see this has far less damage with the cost of, well, it has an element, so it depends on how you perceive that. So I personally like the one I have. Find it to be pretty reliable. I don't really care all too much about having an element on my weapon. If it in fact sacrifices performance, then it's definitely a no-go. Like, how do I describe it? Here, if I find a wildcat, I don't know if I actually have a wildcat with this Lilith. I don't. So here, I'll go pick up that electric wildcat. But should I though? Look at that. At level 68, the amount of damage it does is only 149. This gun basically sucks. There's nothing good about it. I mean, beside the fact that, on a serious note, this thing, by the way, has no recoil almost. Ooh, this is a really good gun, the Crux. Great shotgun. This gun barely has any recoil, so it's good for placing down shots. It also has a pretty big magazine capacity. And I regenerate acid, well, yeah. Alright, now we're dropping this piece of shit right off the bat. This gun's awesome. Watch this. Look at that. I like this gun. It has a good capacity to it. So it has the plus 116 damage percentage. That's because, you know, it's well, it's a Torgue weapon. Mind you, Torgue wasn't always about explosions in this game, like it was in Borderlands 2. It has a direct impact and then explosions. So in this, that means that's good. So basically I'm dealing 800 damage roughly per shot because it's a 100% bonus in damage overall. And that's a 400, so if we do the calculation on that, that brings it to roughly 490 something, roughly, plus my percent here from my assault rifles adds a 48% damage percentage buff to it. So I'm roughly dealing around maybe about 1,000, maybe 900 damage per shot, not counting critical hits. And given that fast fire rate and that pretty good size 62 round mag, I can deal some massive damage rather quickly. So it is just something to go ahead and to consider in this game. You know, because you also have to notice that, hey, you know, it's not just about damage, it's also about fire rate. Because here, let's take a look at the bitch, right? So look at this, man. It does, compared to its pearlescent variant I have, which is not legit, the non-legit version has 18.8 and fire rate. This has 2.6. But look, if you, I don't think this is, but here we go. But if you look at it, man, this one has better. My legendary version, the legit one, has very good reload speed and really high accuracy. Also, it does more damage and accuracy. On the one on the top, it has better fire rate. So let's compare between the two. So whilst I'm dealing more damage per shot, what's any good about that if the only shots I'm dealing are very slow, when instead I can lay down what is it, 237 damage like that. That's insane. So fire rate and accuracy are two things you must want in a good gun, especially like low recoil too. And I got the crux. This thing, these things are pretty common. I think I've had a crux in what was it? Trying to think of the name. In a corrosive variety. But yeah, even though it's non-legit, it's supposed to be overpowered because it's non-legit. But this thing, man, has an alright fire rate, man, but shit, I might try it out this upcoming round to see how it really performs, because the stats suck, but remember, it's Borderlands, so everything's metaphorical. But I don't think this gun sucks, mainly in the sense that it's like a bad gun. Because remember, this thing, no recoil, but look at that sight. It's just like a flat line. Like, what the fuck? What is that supposed to do? My accuracy will suck ass. But also it has a 70 round mag. I only wish that the thing had like a 600 round mag. Or something ridiculous in like the hundreds, because you're seriously going to need this gun to have a large mag, especially because you can shoot very fast. So if I had a bigger magazine capacity with higher accuracy and some sort of a scope on it with like a ×2 multiplier on there for my damage to shoot 2 bullets at once, this gun, it wouldn't matter if this was like the shittiest damage in the game. You would still be laying down enemies left or right, because think about it, if this thing shot 2 bullets at once and it, you know, had a little bit better magazine capacity, like let's say it's like 260 round mag, okay, that means that I can shoot 260 rounds without reloading, and then all of a sudden my enemy I'm shooting at is consistently taking damage relentlessly, non-stop, and if I'm scoring critical hits, the DPS is just insane with that, especially if it shoots 2 bullets at once. Though that's all metaphorically speaking, and unfortunately that's not reality. This is reality, and this gun sucks as far as stats go. I mean, let's compare and contrast, right? So it's 149 damage. So that's like, but then again, it's only like level 56 compared to like a level 69. So I don't understand why I picked this up. I just thought it looked cool. So we're gonna see how this performs like in reality, because I have a class mod that actually increases the performance of SMGs, as well as I have a maximum level 50 in my SMG, what's it called, weapon proficiency. So we're gonna go ahead and see how this thing does. I am dealing negative right now. This thing basically, it's impossible to use. I'm gonna say that it's just impossible. Unless you're willing to waste a whole hour trying to prove something. But this Undertaker's obviously fake. But I keep it in my inventory because it's overpowered, and it just helps with fuck shit situations. I feel like such a cheater right now, but alright, we don't want him near that edge because all the loot pool's going to be dropping around there. So this may be a really good record on killing him because I've got all his shit down real fast. So if we can sort of drag him to like this area right here roughly maybe. If we're totally offing him. I think right there's a good spot to off him. He won't launch himself, I don't think. He's just going to appear out of nowhere. Now it will launch. No? Ain't gonna launch out of the sky? There he goes. Here we go. A lot of loot just dropped at once. Okay. The volcano dropped. Another equalizer. Oh, did I just pick it up? Oh, Lord. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of the equalizer. I really don't like it. Oh, this is the sucky version of it, dude. This version of the volcano sucks donkey dick, dude. It's only got a capacity of 3. That sucks. Oh my god. A Hyperion shock assault rifle. Ooh. The static bulldog. Oh man, the bulldog is actually not that bad at all. It's actually one of my favorite legendary shotguns. I'll repeat. That's one of my favorite legendary shotguns. However, I've never seen it in shock, so I'll actually compare it to the version I have. This is a corrosive version, so actually it's lower in all stats, so I think I'll just stick to the one I have. But that volcano though, that's the most depressing. But yeah, no man, the Bulldog's one of my favorite shotguns in the whole game. I even like the Bulldog better than the Crux, even though the Crux, the Fatal Crux in this case, does a lot more damage than this. I find that the pellet spread's very wide and inaccurate, and I have trouble hitting targets precisely. But, you know, it is whatever. This thing, oh god. I'm just gonna say it, this is obviously the best gun in the game, and it's modded. So, I guess I lose. But I'm gonna be using this modded weapon for the rest of this farming method to make it fast. So I want to be able to kill Cromarax as many times as I can, so that I can I want to kill him at least 15 more times, and we'll see if we don't get a pearl lesson or not. Now, in my opinion, I find that there should actually be a challenge mode, like a ultimate Vault Hunter upgrade, not like another 5. But as I was saying, there shouldn't be another 5 or 10 more levels. What I mean by this, I mean just enemies will be much stronger and have like a 55% damage resistance, and they do an additional 25% more damage, and they have double health or something ridiculous like that. It would slow down the pace of this game. But also it increases your loot chance or something like that by double. And it would eliminate the common and uncommon pool of loot items, so you'd only get rare, purple, blue, purple, orange, and pearls. So it'd be a very interesting challenge, I think. And you know, obviously with modded weapons being a thing, you know, you can easily shred through, but I'd love to check out the variations, especially when considering playing a character like Mordecai, where you can already upgrade your ultra rare chance of loot. With this class mod, it gives my team finds a rare loot by 1%. I'm not quite sure what that means, if it just upgrades the rare loot or if it takes away, like, okay, so the last time I checked on anything like that was in another Borderlands game would be Borderlands 2's the Vault Hunter Relic, which basically takes away like 1.5% drop rate in the common loot pool. And the reason it does that is because that's just what it does. It's just how it happens, you know. But I hope they add something like that in the game. I think with more players and stuff. I don't know. Like, I like my challenge in my Borderlands games. So he died over here, so we're gonna see a shitload of loot in a pretty familiar area. So we'll try to keep an eye out for a loot we haven't already seen. So this is clearly a a good volcano with a 6 capacity mag. Firehawk looks pretty old. Invader. Hang on, I'm about to drop a pearlescent weapon. So we're looking for that color. And I don't quite see that color around at all. Maybe if I were to... Even with that white on blue from a distance, it's starting to look like a pearlescent. So I don't know whether it's... I don't know, man. So we're gonna count this as 1, and from here on out we're gonna just do it until 15, and then we're just gonna look at all the loot. I think that's what I'm gonna do instead of looking through all the loot after I kill him. I think I'm gonna just kill him 15 more times, or like 20 or 30 more times, and then I'll try to look for loot afterward. Because we'll have a higher probability of finding loot we like, because then we'll have more to look for and look at. Eye candy. I wish I could disable the white, blue, green, and sometimes even purple loot from when I walk out, so when I walk back in all I see is like legendary and higher, when the only thing higher than a legendary is obviously a pearl. It would just make the whole job of looking for the pearl a whole lot easier. You see, a pearlescent probably dropped and we just haven't found it yet, or it just hasn't dropped at all yet, and I don't think it has, but remember there's always the possibility that it's already dropped. So we just need to keep our eyes open. I wish relics were a thing in this game. Like, I know artifacts are a thing, but like I wish relics were also a thing. Imagine having a relic to increase your shield. Imagine like a relic that made you like 70% damage resistant. Man, that would be over fucking powered. That would be too overpowered, especially on Lilith, because I already get a 70% damage reduction after my ability is over. Ooh, stay that way, stay that way. Oh man, that was cool as fuck, man. Oh man, look, he's almost about to die, bro. Turn your back. There we go. I almost thought I saw myself a pearlescent. But it was nothing, so we're just gonna go back. I was gonna stock up on some ammo. So this would be the second time. Actually, we'll count it as the third time. So obviously with the high amount of... Oh man, I wish this thing had like infinite ammo. I'm not gonna lie. But it is already God tier, so... I just can't use that. I think it's reached maximum capacity with all my weapons. Kind of lame because I wish that they upgraded the maximum capacity so that you can hold upwards 5,000 rounds per gun. So you know, it's like you can almost never run out of ammo. Almost, I don't know. It would seem like an overpowered thing to do. No, these are just standard blue weapons. Alright, next time will be 4 and 5. But we're gonna end up doing this until I get a couple pearls. So yeah, we're gonna do this 15 times, so this is our third time. Anything before that doesn't count, mainly just because, you know, I was just testing it out. You know, so I got a lot of rare loot up there, you know, so. Sorry guys, I got sucked in on Instagram. There's this hot Russian model that I follow, and she just posted something, so I was just checking that out. Alright, here we go. Dear God. Cromarax, you fat bitch. Give me a pearlescent! Damn it. Have your back facing toward me. Ah, shit. Then again, fucking off of me, you stupid ass bastards. No, no, Cromarax, turn your back, turn your back. Don't shoot fucking pussballs at me, you bastard. I need his back facing toward me so I could shoot him in the back. That one spot. Oh fuck, he fucking came right in front of me, dude. What the fuck? Turn your back. No, no, what are you doing? Stop that. Stop that. No, don't do that. Fuck out of my face. Cromarax, you fat bastard. No, he's gonna lunge at me. Oh, no. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ah, fuck. Reloading's a bitch. Oh, 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 oh. Got him. Fine. About goddamn time, dude. White rarity weapon. I didn't even know these things would drop at this rate. I swear to for Jesus, there's gotta be a pearlescent around these parts. It's just literally at the point where I'm kind of expecting a pearlescent to drop sometime soon. And the main reason, and I know it's not that big of a deal in this game, pearlescents, but I mean at the same time, man, you gotta understand, in this game, I mean Borderlands 2, they're not a big deal, you know, apart from a couple of them like the Carnage, you know, the Butcher, the Unforgiven, the Storm to some extent. Oh man, dude, there's so many fucking weapons. They're just laying about. Alright, here. Let me drop a pearl so we can kind of get what we're looking for. We're looking for that. That. Okay, now, where's the sniper rifle? Look at that. Don't that look beautiful? That turquoise and cyan. Now, obviously, I dropped a pearlescent somewhere around these parts, so fuck, man. Where did I drop my what's that SMG called? My bitch. Alright, let me stand back. Why did I pick that sniper rifle? That sniper rifle fucking sucks. It zooms really far in. This sniper rifle sucks. Why don't they just give me a normal ass scope? I don't understand it. Why does it have to be so damn complicated all the fucking time? There we go. This works. Now I'm able to get a general look. Alright, now we're looking for a turquoise looking SMG lying about. Did my pearlescent despawn? Fuck, dude, did my gun just despawn? Or did I pick it back up? No, I did not pick it back up. At least I didn't drop my tsunami. And I ended up dropping one of my least favorite guns in the game. Which, by the way, I have 3 of, so to me, it does not matter. I mean, yeah, it sucks that my pearlescent's gone now. But then again, it wasn't a legit pearl, so it's not actually rare. So I guess from now on forward, if there is a pearlescent bitch lying around, then you know it's not legit. I'm seeing a lot of repeats. Ah, here it is. Such a beautiful color, you know. Oh man, this shit's so hard to look through. Farming for pearls is a fucking bitch, dude. Especially this Cromarax method. Hopefully I can convince you guys not to do this. You end up wasting a shitload of time because, well, as you guys are seeing here, just a whole lot of just nothingness. I mean, like, look, dude, a lot of blues, a lot of purples, and a lot of legendaries, to be honest. A good amount of them dropped. But, man, I'm telling you, dude, like, if they were trying to make this game, you know, better, or at least, you know, encourage people to farm, in my opinion, get rid of all these rocks, dude, because, like, there are some legendaries and items that are inside those rocks, so you can't even get a look at what parts they got on them and stuff. You kind of have to pick it up and then decide. Like, look, there's equipment that's almost, you know, inside of rocks or near rocks, so it kind of fucks up your vision and your perception of what you're actually looking at. So you kind of have to decide based upon the name. Now, that's not the case all the time, but like, for instance, if I were to go, oh man, an ogre. But it's not the good kind that I like. There's a really rare hybrid version of the ogre I like. The Draco. I like the serpents more. I think it's a better SNS weapon. The equalizer is pitiful, man. I mean, look, man. There are so many different fucking versions of the equalizer. It's unreal. It's like one of the most common, rare revolvers of the game. Like, look at this shit, man. This shit's inside of here. I want to know what the hell that shit is. Look, man, this legendary is practically inside the rock. The invader. I'll pick one up. I kind of have to pick up some legendaries to help feel my reward. You know. I ended up picking up an ogre, so. Look, man, another equalizer. It's unreal how much that gun drops, man. I swear to God, if I find another equalizer, I will drop the equalizers, all my characters. I'll have all their equalizers sold. If I find another one. The Terrible Defender. Unforgiven. I guess back to killing this guy. Wait a second, was that another equalizer? I've actually never seen this legendary weapon before. Oh, it's basically, oh, it's got good hip fire. Good reload speed. I wonder what makes this gun, I don't know, it seems kind of mediocre to me, in my opinion. Not that it's bad, it's just like, it feels like any other revolver in the game. You know, and there are some legendaries, you know, like for instance, the, this one over down here, right here, the Wildcat. It literally feels like almost every other SMG in the game. Just with a lot less recoil. So, a bit overrated in my opinion, as far as it's a legendary rating, and I don't see why. Unless it had, you know, good damage and low recoil and high magazine capacity, I wouldn't really consider it legendary, even if it had slow fire rate, but it's just mediocre all around. It's basically legit any other SMG in the game. But, you know, I don't know, man, it's like, Dahl did a terrible job. Well, you know, why should I even acknowledge the gun brand manufacturer of the game? Gearbox just did a bad job with that gun, man. I don't think they... See, how could they add a gun like the Bulldog, then add a gun like the Equalizer? Now, the Equalizer just sucks, man. It just does. It has ammo regeneration, but it's one of the more commonplace legendaries in the game, I find. It was one of the first legendaries I picked up as Brick. But remember, the first legendary I ever gotten in the game was a Volcano, and I mean, it was alright. But if you ask me, I think the Equalizer sucks. And it's not even because it's bad, it's just, it's kind of the same thing with that one revolver I picked up. You know, there's not very many good revolvers, and I guess that's kind of a bit of a lie. Because they had the Ares, the Chimera, they have the, let's actually go through. There's a couple of them. The Unforgiven. They have the Pearl Justice, which this is not a unique or a special. This is just one of the few that can spawn in the game. These are just really good. Any Justice revolver from Atlas is really good. So just note that down. But there's this Malawan legendary corrosive revolver called the Defiler or whatever, that I think is what it's called. Or I don't know. But I know it dropped, like, it had to at least drop twice in this run, and it's a pretty commonplace revolver too. So it's nothing too special at all. That was a pretty good run. This thing, the Defiller. Well, anyway, this is a pretty good one, but it is a mediocre one in comparison to some of the better ones. But you know, I don't know, man. The Equalizer out of all of them suck. You know. And it's not even because I don't even like the gun. It's because it's just one in, like I said, man, it's just one compared to other weapons of its category. You know, I think there are just better options. And it's not that I'm a big hater on T-Door, or TD-Door, or how the fuck you want to pronounce it. It's, you know, because to be honest, they got some pretty good guns. They got the Guardian. Look, the Equalizer. Well, look, man, it does 690 damage. This does 800 damage. I mean, you know, I guess. I mean, like, I guess if the Equalizer is like your first legendary or your first revolver you pick up, I guess that's when it's good, because, you know, that feeling of, hey, it's a legendary, you know. It's everybody comes across legendaries, you know. They're really not that rare. I mean, especially now. Like, look, dude, I mean, I'm getting legendaries left and fucking right and out the ass in this. And there's a lot of good ones too. But just, man, one can... The Nasty Rebel, even in my opinion, like, look at this thing. The only thing that makes this thing really good is literally the fire rate. It's basically a machine pistol, basically. I mean, and it's not even like that's any good, to be honest. I mean, I guess it is, because, I mean, it's S&S munitions, so you get a high capacity mag. But then again, I also find that they're just better guns. I'm gonna make this a series. Every couple of days I'm just gonna hop on here and just farm the shit out of Cromer Axe. And here's one thing I hate, is some people are like, hey, I'm gonna go farm for this. They do a couple runs and then they cut their video and edit it, and then all of a sudden they do it till the run where they actually get the gun and then they're like, "Hey, I'm done." It's like, well, you know, I mean, that's not literal grinding. I mean, it is, but then again, it's like, you know, there are some people, I mean, it's less, I have less of a problem with it than I do people that are like, this boss is super easy. Kills a boss or attempts to kill him like 100 times, and then one out of those 100 times he kills it, and then he cuts the video there, and then that's the gameplay he reveals is when the time that he kills it. So, you know, it's not being honest. I stream because there's no cutting out the stream. Whatever is said on the stream is said on the stream. I can't get rid of that unless I delete the stream itself, and I never delete my streams. The N-word has been said. SJWs would basically be so offended by my content, it's unreal, man. And it's not even me that really says the N-word all the time, it's really most of my friends, but or it gets slipped up by some random person, or sometimes I slip up every once in a while, but you know, it's not like I have anything against black people or anything like that, you know. To me, I really don't care, but it's like, the fact is, like, the world has to be so censored. And it's not even that the word is like good or anything. I'm not defending the N-word, but you know, it's so strange because I'm gonna own up to it because I have said it. You know, I have used it, and you know, but it's not like I'm going around. That's all I'm saying. You know, it's not like that's the only cuss word I know, and I don't really say it all that often, to be honest with you. And but not that even I don't. But the point is, I don't see where it matters. You know. Okay, so also side note, yesterday I think I lied to you guys. So I said that giant skeleton inside of Sludge's lair was unknown. It's actually just Crawmerax. Well, not Crawmerax itself, but just crabworms in general. But yeah, but not trying to change subject or anything, but back to what I was saying, man. If you get offended easily, then my content's probably not for you, you know. And so that's why I say, if you like what you see, subscribe and comment, like, you know, because I am the type of guy that get pretty curious as to what people think. Another shock bulldog. Interesting. Like I said, man, if I could just go wipe out all the blue, white, and green rarity weapons and items, this job would be so much easier. Just have to look through all this junk and trash in hopes that I get something good. Now, by the way, and I highly emphasize this, I must have killed this guy today at least like 9 times so far. Okay, the desert anaconda, I think is how you pronounce it. Anaconda. So the I said anaconda. Why did I do that? The desert anaconda. Yeah. I keep seeing a R at the end, but it's actually an A. So the desert anaconda, in my opinion, kind of sucks. It's not even that it's bad, it's just like, it's so not even mainstream, but just so basic. You know, it works and functions like practically any other revolver in the game. The one thing I will say though, it does feel a lot smoother than per se as far, you know, as far as like the equalizer goes, which the equalizer has basically no recoil. It has very light recoil, but at least I remember. Here, I'm about to test that. I feel like I'm talking out of my ass at this point. So I barely use it enough to really give a solid, you know, opinion on that. But I find that the equalizer really doesn't have much recoil at all. I'm about to find out. Yeah, no, see what I'm saying? The recoil is so light. This thing has very little weapon sway or anything like that. So it's really, this gun's not bad at all as far as performance goes. But like I said, literally any other revolver will beat it. You know, because you gotta also admit that other revolvers have unique parts, effects, and also at the same time, I guess to some extent, you can argue that the equalizer's ability regenerates your ammo, and it is passive, so it doesn't matter. But I'd also argue that whilst just because it regenerates ammo, like for instance, the Avenger in Borderlands 2 regenerates ammo, it has a unique reload, but does that make it the super good gun in the Borderlands 2? Whilst the Avenger is really good, you know, in the sense when in comparison to other SMGs in the game, there's just simply worse SMGs than the Avenger. So that's why I rate it so high, but to be honest, if you really break it down, it's really nothing special. I mean, the reload's god tier because you throw it like a bouncing Betty grenade, and I'm assuming, if I remember properly from Borderlands 2, if you have bore, the bullets will go through enemies like bore. And man, dude, that could just be so, that you can just pull some wreck with that thing, man. Especially with like Axton or Salvador. Imagine tossing two of those at the same, reloading two of them at the same time. Constantly, man, spamming that would be crazy, dude. But why am I using that gun? But back to what I was saying, man, like literally any other revolver could just easily outdo the equalizer. Look at this. Alright, so check this shit out, man. The only thing that this thing, that the, I mean, look at this shit, man. This thing does 1,112 damage. The only thing the equalizer has is higher accuracy, and it's only by 4.1 points. That's not very much at all to notice the difference. But the fire rate's up by 0.5. by point fucking 5, dude. But mind you, also this thing doesn't have much of an ammo capacity. But like, if we look at like the regular stats between the two, if I go down to the equalizer, and I go to this, right? So this thing, the Atlas version of a gun, has minus 13 fire rate. Now that's just to balance it out because it only has a 2 magazine. Minus 4 recoil reduction. However, at the same time it adds plus 125% damage. So that's a total of around about 2,224 damage, which is quite a bit. Quite the tremendous amount of damage. And that's just one trash example. If we go look at other weapons that aren't trash, if they're like legit good weapons, then the obvious solution or answer is that the equalizer sucks. And look at this. Another two-door weapon is much better. Look at this. A 33% fire rate, a reload speed of 60. Also, it does slightly more damage by only 8 points, and also it only does a plus 0.3 in fire rate. But here's the thing that makes it so much better. It has an element. So literally almost everything beats it. So, and these are junk weapons that just naturally just spawn in. They're not even like dedicatedly good. Like, they're not even good guns. But if I were to take a gun like the Ares compared to this, ooh. Oh man, the Ares is just built different, dude. Alright, check this out. The bloody law. Essentially, it's just better. It just so happens to just be better. I don't know how to say it. But look, man, it does a plus 73% gun damage, and it has higher damage by a noticeable amount. By at least 100 points. At least 100 more points of damage. Plus, it has a plus 60 reload speed, and plus, you know, oh, I think I've already gone over that. The Justice, the bloody Justice. This thing's awesome, dude. There's a Justice revolver by Atlas that's just like your god tier. Okay, but when like compared to a gun like this, obviously the equalizer is going to excel because this is a trash revolver. Oh, look at this, man. The Swift Law by Dahl. It has a .3 fire. I think I've already been over this one. But man, the sad thing is, man, here's what makes the equalizer suck. And oh man, I think I'm just taking too much time just to discredit this gun. But here, man, here's what would make this gun better is if it had like a ridiculous plus 200% critical hit damage or just something to account for it to make it better. liquid orange. This thing's awesome, bro. Like, oh, I can't even describe. The Pearl Revolver. This thing just beats this other gun and this equalizer. This thing shreds it, dude. Look at this. It's... Ah, no, I've already been over this one. This gun's pretty fucking kick-ass, man. It has good accuracy. Good damage. Less so on fire rate, but, you know. I might end up picking one of those up because I was running with liquid orange for some time, actually. Oh, look at this thing, man. This thing beats this in every possible fucking way. Okay, so here, let's account for this gun real quick. I might even pick this gun up, bro. Because it's so much better. Alright, so if we go to compare, to direct comparison. Okay, so one thing that the actual equalizer has over the, you know, the filler is that it has more passive effects, like the 4.2 weapon zoom, you know, from the scope is noticeably versatile. That's its versatility, and the ammo regeneration's kind of a perk. But then again, you go to look at the reload speed and damage, and then you're just sitting here thinking to yourself, huh, that's pretty good. But when you also look at the fact that this thing has an element, so it's going to naturally have less damage, you know, but it has better fire rate, better accuracy, better damage, and it has an element. I'd also keeping the competitive magazine size of 6 rounds, the same amount of rounds that the equalizer has in this case. So, is the equalizer really worth it? You know, I mean, and this is a discussion I've been wanting to have with people for some time. Is the actual equalizer even fucking worth it? Worth whatever grind you took? And my answer is partially, because, to be honest with you, it doesn't take much time to grind for this thing, man. You can be killing 100 random enemies, and somehow, way or another, the gun will fucking drop, just a drop. Like, no joke, man. This gun would come out of any loot source imaginable. And, you know, maybe if it had like a ×4 or like a ×2 or something to it, with the combined high, like let's say a 200 plus critical hit, then the equalizer would actually have something to account for. You know, and they could get rid of the ammo regeneration too, if they had like a ×2, or maybe they do have a ×2 equalizer, because I remember seeing, I think I saw one before, but if they had like a guaranteed like accessory or something, like a barrel accessory or something to ensure that. But nah, man, if it had a ×2 damage, like a plus 180 or even plus 50% critical hit, combined with like a fixed blade attachment or something, or a fixed barrel, a fixed blade, and a scope of some sort, you know, then maybe it would have something to account for, because it would have all the bells and whistles for a good revolver. Hell, it wouldn't even need an element. It would just be good how it would be, but, you know, because it sucks ballsack, it just doesn't have any of those. I mean, I'm sure there's a version out there with everything I just mentioned, but I'm sure it's like a 1 out of 600,000 of the same fucking gun. And 600,000 is a very accurate number because, well, in this game, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but this game, a lot of weapons, man, if I'm not mistaken, they get their special effects by their sight or their scope. So, or actually, I'm pretty sure it's by their accessory, or I'm thinking of Borderlands 2. I think in Borderlands 2, unique weapons get their ability from their barrel. I'm not, if I even remember it correctly. how that works, because you can get hybrid weapons in this game. Like, I'm pretty sure the Nemesis gets its ability from a unique scope, and I'm pretty sure that scope can spawn on, like, a fucking... Not the Nemesis, but the, another gun. Fuck, I'm talking out of my ass almost, but I'm not lying either, man. Oh, this thing has a good amount of recoil. Has that good kickback, but then again, it's not too noticeable. And another thing I want to mention about the filler, this is actually a rather common revolver. Right up next to the equalizer, if I'm not mistaken, as far as drop rates go, man, because this thing drops a lot, man. I've got this gun like 6 times my first playthrough on for PS4 on my Lilith, so. And I even got it on my first playthrough with, first and second playthrough with the brick, so. I've got it many times with brick on his first playthrough, actually. Got the Dr. Ned DLC. And I got it back in Old Haven. So there's quite a lot of other, you know, it's just a very easy drop weapon, man. It's not complicated at all. So because I'm gonna say, because of its common rarity, you know, it's not the rarest legendary to acquire. It's really good as far as performance go. And it has a fixed element of corrosive. I would like to think that if you were to get, I don't know, someone like, you know, Lilith, who, you know, with a corrosive shield, or a corrosive class mod, I mean, and the right skills, can make this thing really become a beast. Or even if you're to be like someone like Mordecai and get the right class mod to upgrade revolvers. I think the Equalizer could potentially be a good revolver. I mean, it's not bad, okay? It's just like, and I was shitting on it earlier, but to be honest with you guys, it's really not bad at all. It's just, there are things that are just, they just beat it, that aren't even in its like category of like legendary. There are like purple and blue and sometimes even green weapons that are just better in multiple ways. That, in my opinion, makes it kind of almost embarrassing to even think about. As far as a legendary weapon goes entirely, I would even think that the Doll Anaconda beats it just as far as stats go. I'm pretty sure. And I'm I'm not even too sure about the Anaconda because I'd never seen it drop before until now. Until today, I've never even known that that was even a legendary. But yeah, no, especially like when compared to a weapon like the Ares. The Ares is like, so it's like comparing a Toyota Camry to a M1 Abrams tank. And so we all know who wins in the situation. So it's like comparing, it's like a mouse trying to be an elephant, you know. It's just two very different things. And I think that there's not much that is going for it that make it good. And that's not to say that the Anaconda isn't that bad of a weapon either, because it's really, really bad. I mean, it's not to say that it's not a good weapon at all, but it's not saying that it is a bad weapon, but it also isn't a good weapon, you know. It suffers from a lot of the same issues that the Equalizer does, just on a much smaller scale. What the fuck? Holy shit, I like this gun. The liquid penetrator. So the crux in a Malawan. So I'm not sure if the crux is its own like unique shotgun, because this would be the second time I got it today. And as you guys can see, this is the crux, just called the Fatal Crux, but this is also a crux, but it's a Malawan, and this one I'm holding is an SNS. So I really can't be honest with you guys on that, because I don't fully know. And that liquid penetrator is a kick-ass fucking weapon, man. Let me equip the liquid penetrator again. I think that gun's underrated, to be honest with you, because I never fucking hear about this gun. It must not be good as far as, well, I mean, let's take a moment to kind of examine this thing. So it's a plus 69 fire rate, haha. Sniper killer, and then some randomness. It's got a small capacity of 8 rounds. You're gonna end up reloading this sniper rifle, I'm assuming, quite a bit. Oh my god! Oh my god, dude, I got a Chimera. Dude, this thing, I was just talking about this, dude. The Chimera. Oh my shit balls, dude. Do you guys have any idea how good this sniper, this thing is? The DAW Anaconda. There must be something to this I'm not even catching up on. Pretty good scope. The equalizer. No, I'm not even sure if it's called the Chimera or the Chimera. I think it's Chimera. But yeah, the Chimera basically, this thing is amazing, man. It changes elements, and that in itself is pretty cool. And I've never actually had one on this character yet speaking, so, you know, it's pretty cool that I got that. This shit, dog, I'll be 100% honest with you, man. I kind of wasn't expecting to get it. It was a bitch. The Crimson Bitch. Oh, we're just gonna go ahead and equip our other bitch that we got honestly. This one. And it has a ×2 multiplier on there, so... Okay, so it has a better fire rate, obviously, thank God. Oh my god, dude, this thing shreds. Oh shit, to be honest with you, that kind of almost looked like a pearl. Almost, that does look like a pearl. And it's obviously the illusion of green and blue. The Wave Blaster, what is this thing? It's just like the usual. I can't believe I got a Chimera though. That thing's fucking awesome. Though, like I said, I don't know, man. It's like the gun gets brought up a lot. I'm not trying to say it's overrated or anything, but it is like the talk of the town when it comes to like high-end revolvers in this game. And the Equalizer's, it's an alright revolver, I think. But there are just things that are better than it, so it's like, I'm not gonna overrate it, you know, and be like, oh man, you know, but you gotta admit, it's very easy to acquire, and you know, that is a positive point, I guess, to be had about the revolver, is it's very easy to acquire, you know, and because it's very easy to acquire, there's no point to be like, well, it's easy to acquire, it's not meant to be the best thing on the universe, you know. I got a ×2 bitch, so I'm happy, man. That's fucking cool. So I guess today's hunt is over. The hunt was unsuccessful for today's pearl essence.